Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel, or if this is your first time watching, then welcome. Today I'm going to be showing you how to do this nice like grey and silvery cut crease. It's more of a subtle like cut crease, so the lid isn't that much lighter than the crease colours, but I think it's like quite a nice effect because it's almost like, you know, contouring for the eye. So I actually got a request to do this one. Cosplay Princess 88 requested that I use the shade Mortuary Beautician in a look, and this is the look that I came up with. The whole eye look is kind of centered around that shade, so I've paired it with some kind of similar shades in a matte formula, so it just kind of blends in really nicely and just gives that kind of shimmery, shiny, oily, kind of glowy effect. So if you guys want to see how I created this look, then keep on watching. Okay, so eyebrows, concealer on the eye to be the base. I haven't done my foundation or concealer on the bottom half of my face because I'm going to be using quite dark colours and I don't want any fallout to get on my foundation and, you know, make it go all black, because that can be a problem when using black. So the first thing that I'm going to do is I'm obviously going to be taking my cremated palette, going in with this shade here called Hearse, and I'm going to be using a small fluffy blending brush. And just as a comparison, this is just the small sized blending brush next to a regular sized blending brush, and the smaller brush is going to help keep the eyeshadow in a more defined area. So I'm applying that black shade Hearse to the crease using small circular motions to really buff that colour in, and it's also going to help keep the edges of the black slightly blended so that it's going to be easier to blend out later. And just making sure that the black is really packed on and really dark on the eye. Okay, that's one shade down, two more to go. So the next shade that I'm going to be using is this one here called RIP, and I'm going to be applying it with this domed crease brush, and I'm just using this to blend out the edges of the black shade Hearse by using small circular motions, half on the black shade and half on the blank skin above that. And I'm only going to be using a small amount of pressure on the brush so that we get a nice soft blend instead of, you know, packing it on too much too quickly. And yeah, just trying to blend the grey shade into the black shade and not worrying too much about the edges of the grey because we're going to blend that out with the next shade. Okay, and now the final shade that we're going to use to blend that all out is going to be this shade here called Casket Ready. And I'm using a fluffy blending brush, and I'm just using this Casket Ready shade to blend out the edges of the grey that we just applied, RIP, and just applying this in circular motions all along the edge of the grey, and this is just going to help diffuse the edges of the whole look. Then I'm going to go back and forth between all three shades and just reapply all of them and blend until I'm happy with the way the three shades blend together. Okay, so that's the crease finished. It's nice and blended, and now we're going to prep the eye to do a cut crease. So to do that, I'm using my Vaseline and a flat rounded concealer brush. And I'm using the Vaseline the same way I would use a base if I was, you know, doing a cut crease. So I'm carving out the shape that I want to do and using the Vaseline to loosen up the makeup, and then I'm going to remove that with a cotton tip. And just making sure that we remove all of the Vaseline off of the eye so that, you know, it doesn't affect the base once we apply that. Okay, now that the eyelid is prepped, we can do the cut crease. So I'm taking another flat rounded concealer brush and my P.Louise base in the shade Rumor 0, and I'm applying this to the eyelid in the same way that I, you know, did the Vaseline. So just following along with the shape that we've already done and applying this in tapping motions to make sure that, you know, the edges are really nice and round, and to make sure that the colour doesn't mix in with the base. Just doing this all the way across the crease and filling in the entire eyelid. Okay, now that the crease is carved out, we're going to add some colours onto the eyelid. So first I'm going to apply Hearse, the black shade, to the outer corner of the eye using that same brush and just using small circular motions and just really buffing that colour on. And then I'm going to go in with RIP and the same brush that I used for that and just use that to blend the black shade across onto the eyelid. So applying it in the same way as the black and just using small circular motions. And then on the majority of the eyelid, I'm going to go in with this shade here called Life Insurance, and I'm just packing this on to, you know, the majority of the eyelid and just blending that across into RIP, the grey shade. Now I'm going to move to the under eye area. So first I'm going to apply some of my P.Louise base to the under eye. Then I'm going to go in with the same brush that I was using for the black and just apply that first, and then slightly start to blend that out using the grey shade RIP, blending that out completely using Casket Ready, the same shade we used to blend out the crease. Now that that's done, I'm just going to go do my face makeup and then I'll be back to finish off the rest of the look. Okay, my face makeup is done. And the lighting's kind of changed a bit, the sun's going down, so I kind of look a bit washed out on camera, but I think in real life it looks good. I'm not actually, I think it looks good. Anyway, moving on to the next step, I'm going to go in with this shade here called Mortuary Beautician. Yeah. I'm going to apply it using this all over shader brush. And I'm just applying this to the outer kind of corner of my eye where I applied that grey shade to blend in from the black onto the light grey that's on the eyelid. So just to give it that like pop of sparkle and just like that little extra touch. Next I'm going to add in some eyeliner to my waterline. So I'm going to be using my NYX eyeliner in the shade Jet Black, and just applying this to my waterline. Now for some highlights. So I'm going to go in with my Cremated palette and I'm going to take this shade here called Diamond Ashes and a small pencil brush, and I'm just applying this to my tear duct and my brow bone. Now for the rest of my face, I'm going to go in with a different highlighter. So I'm going to take my Cremated palette again and go in with this shade here called Afterlife, applying that with a fluffy highlighting brush. And I'm applying Afterlife to my cheekbones using circular motions, the tip of my nose and my Cupid's bow. Okay, and now for lipstick, I'm going to be applying my Lime Crime Lip Blaze in the shade Cash. And if you're wondering why my lips are like looking purple, it's because I'm drinking red wine. I really love red wine, but I hate how it stains your lips. So I always try and wear like a dark lipstick when I drink red wine, but sometimes it can't be helped. Okay, and now the last thing left to do is just to apply mascara and false eyelashes. So the lashes I'm going to be using today are my XO Beauty Faux Mink lashes. These are in the style Cupid. I'm going to pop these on off camera and then I'll be back to show you guys the completed look. Okay, so here we have the completed look with lashes. I really like the way that this look came out. I think you just like can't go wrong with a monochromatic look that's just darker in the outer corner and, you know, lighter on the eyelid. It just has such a nice like effect of opening up the eyes and making them appear larger. So yeah, I really like doing looks like this. You guys may have noticed I also have switched up my brow kind of style or routine. So I'm really happy with the way that my eyebrow looks much more natural and you can see the individual hair-like strokes. And I just love these highlight shades as well. They're like super blinding and they look really nice with the, you know, the grey kind of neutral tone of the whole eyeshadow look. My face looks so shiny that it looks like that Instagram filter, you know, like the one on your stories that you can make it look shiny. I don't know, you guys may have seen it, but I've got that one saved. I curled my hair for the first time in ages. I never curl my hair because it's like so long. Like, yeah, it's like super long, so I hardly ever curl it because it takes ages. But I just recently got my hair dyed and I decided that I wanted to like start putting in a bit more effort with my hair. But yeah, I don't really have anything else to say about this look, but I hope you have enjoyed watching this video. If you did, then give it a thumbs up, and if you didn't, then give it a thumbs down. But if you did enjoy the video, then please make sure you hit that subscribe button and tick that little bell button so you can get notified every time I post a new video. I hope you guys have a great day and I will see you in the next one.